Hey everyone, it's Sheena, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to survive in a call center if you are an introvert. By the way, this video was requested by Kadian Myers. So, Kadian, if you're watching, hello. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and this video is for you. Let's begin. So, can an introvert work in a call center and survive it? My answer to that is yes, absolutely. This is coming from me, who is an extreme introvert and was able to survive in a call center for 4 years. But of course, I have to warn you, it's going to be really harder than if you were an extrovert. Compared to extroverts, introverts prefer their alone time. Instead of going to parties and meeting people and socializing with them, introverts tend to want to be alone with their own thoughts. And when they do meet people, they prefer to be people they actually already know deeply, not people who are just acquaintances. Usually, we don't really get pleasure from talking to people. We get pleasure by being alone and being in our own heads and doing things that do not require us to talk to people. That is the rough definition of an introvert. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are shy. I think the more accurate word would be we are reserved, which means we do not show our emotions. We're not comfortable with that. Before we talk, we always think. In fact, we overthink a lot. So that is why it is really taxing and exhausting to be talking all the time to people because every single word that we say, we always analyze. Unfortunately, though, if Unfortunately, though, for you fellow introverts out there, working in a call center is going to be really hard, especially if you are in a voice account where you have to talk to people like 8 hours a day. You have to talk to your customers, you have to talk to your team lead, to your co employees 8 hours a day or a night. Then expect to really experience a lot of stress from it, especially if you're just starting out. So, your first challenge is going to be the challenge of talking to your co employees and your team lead. For this one, it's not really something that you should worry about. You will definitely experience this during the start of your training where everyone is new. There are no familiar faces. Just have to force yourself to socialize with them and to talk to them because hey, it's necessary in this stage. But once you give it around 2 to 3 months, once you reach that time frame, you should be able to already find your friends, the friends that are compatible with your personality. You should be able to settle right in within 2 to 3 months. You're fine. You're just gonna have to basically barrel through the difficulties in the first months because you're an introvert and it's kind of hard to socialize with people. After 3 months, everything is not going to be new anymore. You will get used to it. Your co-trainees are going to be the people that you will already know enough for you to be comfortable with. But what I really want for you to watch out though is the second challenge, which is the challenge of talking to your customers 8 hours a day. This is where the majority of your stress is going to come from. Let me give you the tips. So, the first step is going to be the most obvious one and the most common sense one, and that is to take care of your health. This is not only for introverts, but this goes for everyone who works in a call center. It goes without saying that if you don't take care of your health, you're just not going to be able to do your job in this stressful industry. That includes you have to exercise, and by exercise, I mean you don't have to go to the gym and pay for a gym membership. You just have to buy a mat, a set of dumbbells. You don't even have to wear exercise clothing if you're just exercising at home. You're going to be fine. You don't even have to buy a dumbbell. You can just use your body weight. And YouTube, there's a lot of exercise videos in YouTube that you can do every day for 20 minutes or 10 minutes at least, 10 to 30 minutes. And it will already improve your mood a lot because in the call center, you really need all the good mood that you can have. So exercise is really important. Another obvious tip is obviously to make sure that you get 8 hours of sleep. So what I really recommend for you to get that 8 hours of sleep is to create an environment that is conducive to sleeping. So that means I recommend that you invest in an air conditioner if you're living in a place where it's very hot, which is basically everywhere in the Philippines. So another thing that you might want to invest in is a blackout curtain. Blackout curtains block the daylight from entering your bedroom. So it tricks your body to think that it is already nighttime and you will have a better chance at sleep. Another thing is you need to make sure that you are eating clean and well. I don't have to explain this, guys. You are what you eat. So make sure that as much as possible you are eating the right food. And the last tip under take care of your body is to meditate. I don't really meditate regularly, but on times that I do, I really feel the difference. I feel the calm after meditating. I think this is especially important after a long 8 hours of shift, and you just have to recharge and you just need a quiet space in your head without the stimulation from customers and people and talking and socializing. You don't even have to pay a class for meditation because you can literally find a lot of videos of it online. So meditate. That is really good. It helps reset your brain and get it into balance again, ready for the next day of assault. Yeah. And the second tip that I highly recommend is to look for easy accounts. What I mean by this is to look for email and chat support accounts that do not really require you to talk to customers every day. These will not drain you because you're basically just writing and you're not really interacting with customers. You don't even have to look for non-voice accounts. You can look for accounts that don't have that much volume of calls. If you can manage to find accounts like that, then you are definitely lucky. And the most important tip that I could probably give you in this video is that you create an exit plan. And I know that is probably surprising for you because you just started working in the call center, and here I am already telling you to create an exit plan. But you see, I am willing to bet that 9 times out of 10, you are going to hate your job someday at some point in your career. Maybe it's going to happen 6 months from now or 2 years from now, 4 years from now. I don't know. But I am willing to bet that you will come to hate this job. And this advice that I'm giving you is a preparation once that time comes that you just want to get out of your job and you just simply don't want to talk to customers anymore. The good thing about creating an exit plan is if you come to hate your job someday, which is very likely, you have alternatives, you have options. You don't feel caged. You don't feel forced to stay in the job that you hate. So I think this is something that you should consider, even if you're just starting out in this industry. For you to do this, for you to be able to create an exit plan, first, you need to make sure that you save money. Oh God, I can't even. It's very important because I see a lot of call center agents who are spending all their money to buy new iPhones and shopping for new clothes and shoes. And I am not telling you how to spend your money, but I'm just advising you to actually save some of it for rainy days because we don't really know the future, what's going to happen. This is very important, guys, because I have seen a lot of call center agents whose money are already in the negative before their payday. I am not judging because everybody's situation is different. Maybe you have a family to raise, so I really cannot generalize it. But I do see a lot of call center agents who are single and don't have anyone to support financially, and they are basically wasting their money. I'm sorry. I would hate for you to be one of those agents because, yes, you might be getting a decent salary 6 months to a year from now. But who's to say what's going to happen in the future? I mean, we certainly didn't see the COVID-19 happening. It doesn't hurt to save money and just to save for the rainy day. So try your best to do that. And another advice that I can give you is to make sure that you learn another skill. And this advice is actually relevant to everyone who is working for a job right now. It would be nice to have other skills other than taking calls. And the thing is, there is no other person that's going to benefit from this other than you. So if you have another skill and tomorrow your account is going to dissolve for some reason, or maybe the call center industry is going to be replaced by artificial intelligence, which obviously I don't know about, but it could be possible in the near future. If these unpredictable circumstances happen and you have another skill that you can market, then it is going to be an advantage for you. And most importantly, if the time comes that you will finally hate your job, then you have a plan B. You're not just going to be forced to stay in this job just because you need the money. By the way, if you are wondering about the alternative skills that you could be learning while you're working in the call center, then I'm going to link the video up here for you to see I think there were 10 skills that you could be exploring while you're working in the call center. So when the time comes that you want to quit this industry, then you have a plan B. And the last step under the create an exit plan is to try to get promoted. Try to get the promotion, guys. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking that, oh, I cannot be promoted because I'm an introvert and I don't really know how to talk to people. But it's not really the case. There are definitely introverts that have mastered the art of socializing with people and talking to people. And when they do master them, they're actually pretty good at it because they pay really close attention to details. Unfortunately, I'm not the person to tell you how to do that, but it is definitely possible for an introvert to develop her people skills. That might be something that you want to do. Still, I think it's going to be draining if you want to take on the leadership positions like team lead or QA or quality analyst or manager or trainer. But it's definitely going to be an improvement or an upgrade from being a call center agent where you're just required to talk to your customers every shift. But then for me, getting a promotion is not really my thing. I was a call center agent for 2 years and then I was promoted, but I wasn't really gunning for that promotion. I was just kind of recommended, I think. And then I accepted it because I knew that it was an upgrade from talking to customers. Because so when you're a quality analyst, you're just listening to calls. Of course, you will still have to talk to agents, but it's not like an 8 hours per shift talking to customers straight. So basically, I think the best advice that I gave you in this video is the exit plan. You have to save money and learn a new skill so that someday when you hate your job finally, then you have an exit plan and you can definitely get out of it and not feel imprisoned and unhappy and stressed overall. Let me end this video by assuring you that just because you're an introvert does not mean that you are going to suck at this job. It's ironic because introverts pay attention to details. You are actually going to do this job really well. You're just going to be stressed out more than an extrovert would. The good thing about introverts are they tend to pay attention to details. So when you pay attention to details, you make sure that the customer gets everything she needs in one call as much as possible. Another thing is you are a good listener. Introverts tend to be really good listeners, so they tend to be able to pacify the customer more effectively. I had to leave the job because it was just so stressful and I just didn't see myself working in that job forever. But did I regret working in the call center? Absolutely not. I have learned a lot. I never would have learned a lot of things that I know now had I not worked in the call center. Things have to end, but it doesn't mean that you regret being in them. So I hope that you are not discouraged of the tips that I'm giving you. I hope you're not discouraged that I'm telling you to create an exit plan even before you start working in the call center. But I prefer to give honest and realistic advice to you so that you would avoid the common pitfalls that most call center agents experience once they are in the call center. So, you would be better prepared. Okay, so that is all for today. If you like this video, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. If you have any questions and video requests, comment down below. All right. Have a great day. Bye.